Scrapbookers. So I have my kit from Jenni Bowlin, and what I have done is I've gotten some photos out. So different photos that I thought might work with these papers, but I don't really have specific ideas about what kinds of layouts I want to make yet. But I wanted to, because I have this weird thing, right, where when I start to work on something like this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to cut the paper. So let's just start cutting the paper, and then we will kind of start pairing the photos with the papers and the embellishments. So I don't have any particular plan, but this is, I think this is going to be a good way to get started. So I'm getting my rotary, or my, what do you call this thing? My guillotine cutter out. So if you haven't watched my videos before, I basically just I just push the record button and then I start talking. So what I really like about this side of the paper is it can be a nice big white space, but what I kind of freak out about this side of the paper is I want to use this, you know, that's really cute. So I don't know yet. So I'm thinking if I were to maybe try to use both sides of this paper, what I might do is cut something out of the middle and then have the layout kind of, or have like a cluster of photos kind of on the middle. Like, for example, I might do like a messy block construction. So let's just pick some photos. I don't have anything super specific in mind. What I like when I see messy block photos, or the messy block layouts, is that there's not, there's a lot of white space, but I'll tell you, I have kind of a problem with accomplishing the white space layout. So just imagine if I use kind of this part of the layout as my middle, and then without really going into the, I'm just grabbing some scrap paper that I have right here. So a messy block might look like this. You know, you take your little photos or your papers and just layer them up underneath your photos. And then maybe there's a strip at the top, a strip at the bottom, and then some embellishments. So I really think that could work for this page. So, or this side of the page, I really like that white space. So to use the white space of the page, and what I really want to do with most of these layouts is not go outside the kit. So I really want to show you what we can do within the kit. So I'm just going to cut something out of the middle of this piece of paper. The other thing that you could do is use your silhouette to get, you know, the most bang for your buck out of this. So you could, you know, cut a shape out of the middle. I might do that with another page, but I think with this one I just want to cut like a rectangle out. And the best way to do that would be to use a paper cutter that goes, for some reason I don't have one handy. The best at unprepared scrapbooking. So yeah, I make my videos in real time, so you're seeing, like, there's no prep time here. I just start, and that means that my videos go a little bit long and are not, you know, super smooth, but that's okay. So because I'm like, oh, I don't want to cut into this paper, it's so pretty. This is how you can get over that kind of a feeling. Okay? Well, I don't usually use these kind of cutters. Maybe this is why. I don't know. I can't get that one to work. Let me try a different one. I have a couple here, and my local scrapbook store is having a yard sale soon, and I've been really thinking about being a seller in the yard sale. Usually I just am a buyer, but I'm thinking I'm toying with the idea of selling some things. So just imagine if my photos were about here, and then I want to leave enough of the space behind so that I'm getting some, oops. So I'm not very good with these things. The personal paper trimmers, yeah, I'm really all about this guillotine cutter, but I'll just use my scissors to cut the rest of that. So this is going to be like a messy block construction layout. And I'm just going to cut a little hole out of the middle. Actually, I wanted to do it just a little bit bigger. And that's going to give me something to start being able to play with that I can, layer stuff up with. And now, because I've started cutting, now I'm not going to feel so precious about this. And what I mean by that is just is that I'm able to start playing and not feeling like, oh, I'm wasting all the paper, because a lot of times I, get that feeling. So now I like to work with scraps. So now I have some scraps, and they're not, they're not perfectly shaped. That's just fine. So I'm going to put my kind of scraps there, put my photos back. But this I know will be like my messy block. And just so I don't forget that, I am going to just jot that down. So I'm going to just grab a pencil, and this is going to be a messy block. And by messy block, I think it's a term that Debbie Hodge came up with. And it's really like, just what I showed you before. But I've got a Pinterest board that shows a bunch of different layouts that are messy block construction. And they're really cute and really fun to put together. So that's my first cut. Okay. And I'm going to put this thing away because I kind of can't stand it. Okay, next we're going to do, so I've cut that. I'm just going to put that to the side. I've got my embellishments over here, so that will go with the embellishments. The next thing is going to be a real easy cut. It is this, this like cut apart sheet. And it's really cute, right? I also save my strips. Sometimes the strips will have, patterns on them. These don't seem to, but I like to save my strips. So I'm going to cut these up all in a 3x3. So this should just take a minute. And if you do this kind of prep work, like in cooking, there's a thing called mise en place. I can't pronounce it. I never did like French, but it's the concept of having everything ready to go. So like if you were cooking, you would have all of your ingredients. Like if anything needed to be chopped, it would already be chopped. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, is everything's getting chopped up, ready for when I put, everything together. But usually, with a lot of different meals, you want to put them together kind of like right before you serve them. So it's nice to have everything all ready to go. So let's think about that so I am not sure what I'm going to be doing with these. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using these little squares as is, or maybe using the back. I would imagine that some of them I'm going to use the back for. Now these would make like a really easy base for a grid layout. And then what I want to do too is when I have something that's kind of themed and specific, I want to pair that up with the photos. So I have one little piece in mind. So I have this little thing that says Happy Camper, and I do have a picture that goes with that. So I want to just grab that picture. Let me see. Ooh, I have a couple of ideas. Okay, here's another one that's my grandma's blanket. And there's one called Sweater Weather in there. And there's me as a kid in my grandma's coat. And I also somewhere have a picture of her, what was I going to say? A picture of her coat. She's not in it, but her coat. Okay. But this was the Happy Camper picture that I was looking for. And it was from this scrapbook that my grandmother Ruby, her sister made for her. And so there she is at teacher summer school, and she's actually camping. So like that's quite literal, but it's so cute and it's all retro. And so I'm going to put these together, and that could even be like, imagine, right, if we're just going to start putting this together, that could be kind of the basis for this messy block layout. Now, I don't think I'm going to use that, but I am going to pair these two things together, the Happy Camper and the picture of camping. And so as I go, I kind of want to start to do that with the embellishments. And what I can do is kind of cut these up, right? So as we go along, we can start to figure out what's going to go with what. And then kind of put the pages together that way. So do we have any other camping themes? Turning a new leaf, gobble gobble, autumn. I don't think so on that one. There are some leaves here and some more squirrels. So the squirrel might factor in. But I don't know. And just because this is kind of the same color, this can, I'm going to put that together. And then what I might like to do is get one more thing that's about this aqua color so that I can start to, regardless of what kind of a page I'm going to make, I can do like a visual triangle with the aqua. So let's find one more aqua thing. See, there might be this, right? Yeah, that's pretty cute. So these three little items are going to go with this picture, and I don't have the background yet. That's okay. I'm just going to put them up so that starts to be a page. Okay. So let's continue. Oh, the next thing. So I've got this one says button up and keep cozy, and the colors work, and I'm all buttoned up in my coat, right? That's me when I was a little kid. And then there is also, a lot of these are like, here's Can It, here's Build a Fire, Hello Fall, Autumn. So let's put all of the trick or treat ones together and kind of the autumn ones together. And then we've got Thanksgiving. Here's another Halloween. Okay, so here's an Everything's Better in a Sweater. And then there's a What's Cooking, and that could kind of go along with the Can It. And, okay. So I'm just going to, when I put these back down, I'm going to kind of keep them a little bit separate. I love this here. I want to pair that with a picture of my dad, which I'm not sure if I pulled one out or not, but so let's keep going. So I have this idea of the picture, these pictures with the Everything's Better in a Sweater. So I'm going to put those aside, and let me see quickly if there's anything else I want to pull right away. Because some of these, like this what's cooking, they've definitely got like a cooking theme. I don't have the pictures to go with that yet, but I can start to put those embellishments together. So, oops. I'm going to go ahead and put this aside. And I'm just making little piles. I cleared off the little space. Okay, this one says chili. That could go with the sweater thing. Here's an I'm so hungry. So let's have kind of a food. There's like a food subset here. I'm so full. I'm so hungry. And then these are the ones that kind of remind me of, or we're talking about sweaters. Here's another what's cooking. That's going to coordinate there. Okay. And then we've got this journaling spot is about Thanksgiving, and this one is about Halloween. So we can start to put those in different little subsets. Gobble Gobble is going to go with the turkey, right? Okay. So pull these back, and so the chili is going to go with the Everything's Better in a Sweater. And then we have the pumpkin, the yummy, and the trick or treat. And we'll put all of these together. So we're starting to make a little pile of Halloween things. And then this will be our little pile of Thanksgiving items. And then we've still got like the rake and pile and jump, and autumn makes me happy. And this is a picture of my family's land up in Maine. And it could be, you know, we don't really get autumn down here, but I like this, the Hello Fall and autumn. So I'm going to put these two together with this picture and this little tag about autumn. And maybe they'll love this, because I do love it up there. So those are going to go with that picture. And putting those aside in just a little pile. And so not everything is lined, you know, I haven't lined everything up there. And I'm thinking that I'm not really going to bother taking these all apart. I mean, it's pretty obvious that those stickers are going to go. I think, let's just see if it would be useful to cut them up. So if I were to cut them up, oh, it's not bad. I think they are going to stick on the backing there. So yeah, let's go ahead and cut the little embellishments out that we want to match. So I'm going to cut out all of the cooking instruments and the buttons, because I kind of know where those are going to go. So this isn't how I would normally approach my scrapbooking supplies. I don't usually cut them all up like this, but I think when we've got this little kit and we can kind of match up the themes, it's fun to work with themes. So we see this little candy corn, and that can go with Halloween. It doesn't mean that I'm absolutely going to use these on the page, but oh, why not? I think, so there's the little candy corn with the Halloween, so I'll just pick those out. And if you remember, I cleared my desk, so I have spaces to kind of put all these different things, so it doesn't seem like a big deal to be making all these little piles. And then the other thing, I'm just looking at some of these embellishments and thinking like, oh, a couple of these are about football, and we don't really watch football. And I could kind of almost make a page about like, so thankful that my husband doesn't watch football. Maybe. I don't know. It's a thought. You don't need to use every single thing, but sometimes the products can kind of give you an idea, something to make a scrapbook page about that maybe you didn't think about before. So there's all the little utensils. I think those are all the cooking things to go in with that page. I'll rake them up. What's going on? Falling leaves. Okay, so there's our little stack of cooking. And here's everything that had to do with like staying warm with the little buttons. Very cute. Okay. And then let's get this fall back and we can add some leaves. And there's even the word fall. Let's add a little squirrel too. Cute. The squirrels are cute. The squirrels are super cute actually. Alright, I'll just do. So I'm going to kind of cut a little section. So I might not use all of them, but they're just there and available for me. Great. What else we got? Okay, so this was the Thanksgiving, and we have what's on? Oh, I guess maybe what's on TV? I don't know. We really don't watch football, so I don't know what to say about football. There is a little pink in this Thanksgiving set, so I'm going to add a little pink there. And I've got the give thanks, and it's any pumpkin-y things. Not exactly, but I do have another little fall sticker. So I'll pull that out. Great. Okay, so I haven't used all of those. But I also have these pumpkins that I'm going to pair with this. So I'm like making kind of little embellishment kits out of the big embellishment kits. So those will be. So then what I'll want to do is find some Halloween or Thanksgiving photos to go along. So these are the embellishments that haven't paired up with anything yet. Put them up here. Got the Thanksgiving ones. I have like an Expedit behind me that's kind of counter height. And so that's where I'm putting those things. Okay. The other thing I think with this that could be really fun is to turn that into like a grid. Oops. Just put that there. Turn that into a grid on a layout. Let's just see what that would look like. And then maybe, maybe this could be the layout that incorporates all that food. So this could almost make like the background of the page, right? And then those could also be like spots for journaling. Let's see if that fits on a page. Not quite, but maybe just two of them like this. Like those kind of go on, and then all that other junk, and then this is where you put the journaling. So I'm going to put two of these sheets with the embellishments that had to do with cooking. So, see that? So they're all like super coordinated. This is kind of fun. I haven't really done this before. This is like a new approach, but I'm digging it. I think it's fun. Okay, so let's get back to the paper and cutting up the paper, because that's like, you know, the scariest part, right? You don't want to cut into this paper. So some of these papers I will use as the background, and then others I will use to kind of cut into. And I love both sides of this paper, and because I do, and because I think that I won't, that I'll want to use the whole sheet, but I really shouldn't use the whole sheet, I'm going to cut this into 2 6x6 strips. So if I wanted to, I could pair those two together and make a page made out of those two. Hold on, I'm just going to pause and then I'll be right back. I'm right back. So I'm pretty verbose when I make these, but YouTube lately has been a little bit difficult in letting me upload longer videos. So there's my answer to that. And what I'm also keeping in mind is using the silhouette. But what I can do is I can still use the silhouette even if I want to do something with these spaces. But I just wanted to kind of start to cut into it so I wouldn't keep obsessing. So that progress will be made. So this page, I'm almost thinking this would be a nice background. So if I, like, imagine, hold on a second, if I had, oh, come on. Okay, so say I just had like a kind of something to put, not this, but this is just a piece of white cardstock. I could just kind of put something in the middle. It could be a background. So I'm thinking about that. I really like the other side though too. So I almost want to think that I would do something similar to what I did here and cut out a piece so I could use the other side. But I'm not totally decided on that yet. And so because I'm not, I'm just going to put this one, I'm not going to cut this one at all. Okay. This is next. I really love this too. So when I look at this, I instantly think, well, I could cut those leaves apart and have some fun with them. But I also really like this side of the paper. But I also think that I probably wouldn't use it all. So let's do this 6x6 thing, or even I'm thinking it might be fun to do like one strip that's going to be 3 by 12, and the other one is the 9 by. So this I could maybe use for the cut aparts, and then this I'm thinking would be cute as just like a on the side kind of a thing growing up. So what I'm really trying to do is get over my hurdle of I don't want to cut into this stuff. So I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with the corrugated. I'm thinking that I might, I don't think I'll use the whole thing as one. This is what I've got so far anyways, cut up. So I've got that cut up. I didn't cut the last one. I cut one sheet into the 6x6 and then another one into 3 by 12 and then 9 by 12. So I'm starting to get pieces that I can work with. I'm wondering about this. So just think about like using a little piece of it, like little strips of it would be cool. But also what would be nice, so I'm not going to use the whole thing as one. So let's just cut one strip that's going to be a 1 by 12. So this could be like as part of a messy block, this could be some, you know, layered up kind of things. It's nice to have little strips. And then let's just cut 2 of those. I think that's a good idea. So now I have this 10 by 12. So why don't we cut off, why don't we make this into a 10 by 10 square? So that way I could still kind of mess with it if I wanted to. And then I have this going like a different direction than this. This would also be really great to use maybe to cut out some letters, you know, like with the old school quick cuts. I'm thinking that could work. But anyways, in the meantime, that's what I've started to kind of allow myself to play, even though I don't know what the pages are going to look like yet. I'm getting over the fact that I'm like, oh, I love all this paper and it's brand new and I don't want to mess it up. So I'm just getting over that. Okay, the next little thing is I really think that this, I'm not exactly sure how I would use this chevron when it's like, it's all wonky. So I'm not sure yet. It could be like, I would imagine, like, it kind of like makes me think about my son or playing video games. That could be a thing. But I also think that some of this would be really cute if we cut these long strips, but we're going to cut them so that they're going to look like arrows, right? See that? So I want to cut some strips so that they just look like they could be, they could go under some messy blocks so I could layer them up, or they could just be like a strip that goes across the page. The other side is orange. Ta-da. Let's see how that looks. I like it. I think that's cute. But I still want to maintain enough of this, and I like this here too. I'm going to cut it this way because I can envision these little red, you know, to go under. Imagine this is my layer, and then I just want those to kind of come out. I think that's kind of cute. So I'm kind of just cutting away at it, right? Let's just cut a little bit more before we stop. Like this. There's another one of those. And so when I'm looking for them, I'm looking for the ones that are really more like right angles, like this here. And this here. So I guess with this, I wasn't super, I don't know. I love chevrons, but I'm not sure I like the wonkiness of these chevrons. I like them more when they're uniform. Maybe I'll change my mind. But now I've got some more strips, so I'm getting this little pile of different strips that I can use, and that helps when you're going to layer things up or try to make some messy blocks. But I'm going to keep this part, so now it's about 5.5 by 11.5. And this could be used, like, just imagine if I used it on top of this. It could be used kind of on one side of the page, and then I could put photos on the other, and then blah, 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 maybe title, or even like this. So this could be like a large mat. So I'm just going to leave this piece as it is and put it over there with a pile. Now this is the piece that I'm like, oh, I love this piece. And I don't really want to. This is probably my favorite. I love the colors. I love the triangles. I don't want to mess with it. So I'm not exactly sure one thing that I thought would be cute is to cut like this so that it kind of looks like envelopes. But I'm not ready to cut this yet. So yeah, I'm going to be precious about this piece of paper. So I'll just put that right on the bottom. And then what's helpful is if you can put something large like this one on the top so that it's easy to handle. Okay, next is this beautiful piece of textured paper. And again, I'm like, I don't know exactly how I want to use it yet. I'm thinking this would also be really fun to use as the background paper, probably for that sweater. Yep, check it out. Okay, so because it has texture and we're talking sweaters, right? It could be, oh, so lovely. And so what could then happen, like you see how this could just go really easy together, you know. And then you just like did something like this underneath it to give it a little, and then a little something on the bottom. like the layout starts to come together all on its own. But I think what I'd like to do too with this one is whatever I end up, wherever the photos end up, that actually looks pretty good, huh? Let's just leave it right like that, and I'm going to put it to the side right like this. It's so cute, right? It's pretty darn cute. Yeah, I'm kind of digging this. I'm thinking this is very adorable. I think it's going to look about like that, but I'm just going to put this to the side because I'm not ready to put it together yet. But when I am, I really want to think about cutting out behind there so then I can maybe use a die cut to make an embellishment that includes this pattern paper. But cute, right? It's adorable. I know. It's me. Of course it's adorable. And then the last piece of paper it's My Mind's Eye, and it's called Necessities. It's a wood veneer paper, and I want to cut this with the silhouette, so I'm not going to use it yet. And then the other thing that I found that I'm very excited about, but I don't have any clue how to use, is I've got these sketch pens that go with the silhouette. Look, one of them's even white. I think that could be so cute. But I want to watch a tutorial to figure out how to cut this and then maybe how to make some writing right on there. I think that would be super cute. So I'm going to leave this out with the silhouette pens out. All right. Let's kind of keep moving here. So I've done a bunch of cuts. I've gotten one page kind of set up, and usually if you watch my videos you know that I'm usually like tacking everything down. Hold on, I'm going to pause for just a second. Are you there? Okay. But I'm usually tacking things down as I go because that way I don't have to keep deciding. But I want to just play and have a little fun with this. So I'm going to just let it be without tacking it down because I want to keep figuring out where things are, or where I want things to be. I think that's too much on the page, but I do like that. All right, let's put this to the side. And let's start building some more pages. Because that was fun, right? So, let's see about this. Remember this page? I thought I wanted to keep the whole entire page. So, I don't know if that's going to maintain. So, here's some trees. There's some flowers in the back. These are pictures of pictures. So, like this summer I went and visited two of my aunts. I only have two aunts. So I visited both of them. They're both named Carolyn. And anyways, so I wanted to get pictures of their houses before, or they're leaving. They're going to be, they're both moving out of their houses. So I wanted to get, and one of them has Alzheimer's, or early onset Alzheimer's. And so I wanted to, she's like, you're going to get all my photo albums when I die. And I just want to say, but you're going to have Alzheimer's, so you might not remember. But, so I wanted to get pictures of the pictures. She wasn't ready to part with her albums. And, I didn't have a ton of time. I had just a little bit of time. So they're not, quite as nice as scans. They're not even. But when I do it like that and there's a little edge to the photo, I kind of just like to leave that in. I really actually like how this looks. The real monotone look. Do we like that? What do you think? I like these pictures because they have the trees, and I almost think those are kind of competing too much. Let's try again. Let's see. Let's just try some different things. So this paper and these colors I think are working really well together with these photos. because we've got this color. It just, I think these work really well together. So I don't know how I'm going to put that page together yet, but I think I want to pair these together. And let's see what embellishments might go in that page. So I might cut that page up, but I think I want to include the hearts because I think they match. And this is a page about my sister coming to visit, and my daughter just loves her. See that picture there? I might not use all of these pictures. And then I like this Life is Better with Friends. That's a good one. Let's see what other embellishments might go onto this page. Okay, this is like a kind of a younger feeling. Like a lot of the pictures that I chose have more of a, well, they are retro. But let's see if we can use some of these pictures. They're like more hip and trend, or these stickers, not pictures. Stickers. They're stickers, people. They're stickers. Okay. So I sort of want to do that same thing that I've been doing. Is kind of cutting these up. And this really, I want to kind of work on that theme of friends. Like this is my sister. But my daughter, see, my sister lives out in Missouri, and her son just went to college. But so she's been like a single mom for the last, whatever, how many years. She's got a good relationship with her ex-husband, so, he's in the picture. But anyways, she's just been busy, So she hasn't had a chance to visit, and I've been busy, so we just haven't. Like, my kids never really got to know her until, like, last year. So this is, like, really the first time my daughter really got to know my sister. And it was, like, before that, she was just a concept that I talked about. But this was a good day, friends. You are awesome. I think I just want three little, embellishments, 3 of the stickers. I've got 2 of these little embellishment thingies. What do you call those? And I'm thinking too that the hearts are probably going to go onto this page, but let's hold off on pairing them up at this point. Let's see if there's anything else we want to kind of pair together. So here's What a Day, and I think that works too. And do you remember that day in September? Wasn't that like a song? I don't know if that works or not. This one says burr. Oh, the burr will definitely go with the cold, right? Okay. So I don't think these necessarily work. The You're a Hoot could work too. My daughter loves owls. So I could probably do like, 3. See where I'm going with this? Like 3, an embellishment cluster of 3. And I already see, I know, this background is way too much for those photos, but I'm not ready to cut into it yet. I think what I probably want to do is come up with a cute design, and I don't have that yet. So I'm just going to put this to the side just like this. So I have this kind of ready, and I have this kind of ready, okay? So that's just going to go totally, well, I might have space to put this on its own, which would be kind of better. So if you've got some counter space when you're doing this kind of a project, I think that's going to be better. That's going to work better for you. So I'm really wanting to use these photos here because they include a tree and there were lots of leaf motifs in this kit. And I think it's so funny because it's the same day. So my grandpa probably took this picture of my grandma and my mother and my aunt. And then they switched it. And she looks super happy. He looks super annoyed. So I think he's probably like, she couldn't work the camera or the kids were acting up. I'm not exactly sure. And like another kid comes into the picture. He just definitely looks like and he was my favorite. So, you know, if he was annoyed, I'm gonna think there was a good reason, because he was the sweetest guy ever. But so I want to get this onto a page, but I want it to be like the star of the page. So let's see what kind of backgrounds are going to accomplish that. And I think I've decided it's probably not this one. I think it competes too much. I do really like that. But I'm not really sure if I want to use this whole piece. So I could do another messy block and have this be, yep, I think I'm going to do that. This be the basis of that messy block. Just like this one. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So I'm going to want to cut from the middle again. I also thought about this. How do we like that? I like it. I don't love it. I think I really want to keep this layout very neutral. Like, I don't think I want to add a whole bunch of color into it. Although the orange isn't bad there. Check that out. Let's try some more things. I kind of like that a lot. Okay, so this would be like, wasn't expecting to do it like this, but say that's the background, right? So I was going to cut all those leaves up, but this makes it kind of easier. So imagine if we did like this. I don't think so, but I'm thinking that this kind of chaos, because he looks like all upset, and I could cut out some of the leaves that are behind this little group of photos, and then it's like, wow, you know, like, because there's no trees, there's no leaves on the trees. I think these pictures are actually from Easter, I want to say. I don't know that, but I kind of think this arrangement would be pretty cute. Something like that. And if I want to get like the most bang for my buck, what I'm going to do is cut. So I'm going to cut this paper so I can piece that together. Let's do that now. And I like the chevron, because a chevron for me can really mean, like, you know, you're having like an up and down mood. And here we're having definitely an up and down mood. So it's gonna go about like this. I'm gonna make the pictures so they're not totally straight. And then I'm thinking title down here, and then I don't want it to be, maybe it should go up. But I really like the leaves kind of coming out from the trees everywhere. So probably about like this. Let's just try it like this. Yeah. So about here. So if I want to do my little trick, right, I'm going to cut a little square here. Yeah, I think that's pretty cute. I have to get that cutter out again. And then we're gonna tape up the other ones. So I'm gonna just get this off the desk and onto that like kind of sideboard that I have. It's an Expedit. That's a counter height. So that's where I'm setting up my little embellishments, but also my like kind of the pages that aren't tacked down. So I don't want to turn the fan on in here, right? Because that would be bad. So rather than leaving now I need a pencil again. So I'm just going to kind of draw where the square is going to go, where I'm going to cut that square out. And why do I want to cut this out? Oh, I don't know. Because I want to use as much as I can. I do. I want to make as many pages as I can because it's fun to do that. It's like if you can create a little challenge for yourself, or if I can, I feel like it's fun to do that. I dig it. I know not everybody sees the purpose in that, and you don't need to, but sometimes if I can just impose some challenges on myself, then I find that to be fun. So that's going to go over there. So, and those pictures are going to go about like this. And they might have, like I might put a little something behind them, you know, maybe. Remember I'm growing a little stack of scraps over there, but I like this, and then I like these, and I remember I'm frugal, so I want to use as much as I can. So I'm going to put these a little, just get those out of my way, and then see remember what was on the back of that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, okay, this was 9, right? Let's cut this with the regular cutter. That's going to make it a little easier. So what we want to do is cut so that we have a little extra room. So let's do so you're going to layer this over the one that you want to cut, and then you're going to go a little bit further with it, okay? So whatever dimensions those are, it doesn't really matter. You just need a little bit extra. So there we go. So now I've still got this piece that I can do something else with, but in the meantime, I can do, and here's a little trick. Okay, so you have a piece of paper that you just don't even care about anymore. So I'm going to go grab something that's not in the kit, but it's not going to be showing. It's just going to be the base of my page. So it's just going to work as like the base. So here's just a piece of, you know, it's not very cute on that side. It's not even very particularly thick. It's a little beat up. It's a cute color, but I don't need to keep this for any reason. But this is going to provide me with the foundation so that I can, and you won't even see it, but it's going to just be the base, so I don't have to do fancy measuring. I can just line it up because I know this is 12 by 12. So let's just tape that down. So this is where where I am going to start taping it down. One thing that I'm super frustrated about lately is my sewing machine is not working. So if I had a sewing machine, I would stitch that middle part down, and it would be so cute. I don't have that right now. It's not an option. So annoying, right? My daughter's like, you could just hand sew it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, right. So I do a little bit of sewing of just, you know, hemming clothes, my kids' clothes and my clothes. I'm super short. My kids are practically taller than me now. But anyways, but most of my sewing machine, you know, what I use my sewing machine for is scrapbooking, but it broke mysteriously over the summer, and coincidentally enough, after my husband had sewed something. Weird, right? And usually he's like my super duper fix-it guy for the sewing machine, but he said he already tried and it didn't work, so I just guess I need to order another one, which I've been kind of holding out and hoping that he would fix it. You can get online and really get super specific about which machine you have and how to fix it. But I think what ends up happening is when you start to use your sewing machine in scrapbooking, if you're using the adhesive, is eventually going to make your life miserable in your sewing machine world. So I want to get that pretty straight on. But I'm thinking that I might want to kind of curl up these sides so there's a little bit of dimension there. And if I had a machine, like a sewing machine, I would run a line of stitching, but I don't have it. Oh, it's so frustrating. But I might use the little trick that Sue Althouse uses. She's on the design team at Get It Scrapped, and I don't know if she does work for Jenni Bowlin too. She might. I would not be surprised. I really love her work. But she has a trick. I don't know if she has a sewing machine or not. She has a trick of using baker's twine where she would use stitching, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I just want to make sure those are, I want this to be centered, but I'm not going to measure. So now I've still, like, I didn't put adhesive on the edge, so I can still, you know, if I wanted to do the hand sewing, I could. I'm not going to do that. But if I wanted to, I could. So something like this, right? Pictures are going to go about there. And that really saved me from having to cut up all those leaves. Now I can, you know, I can cut up a few for embellishments, and let's just leave those here. So, and let's just see how that works. Let me grab my chair and see how annoying that might be. So we'll just start with this pink one here. Oh, I don't think it's going to be as bad as I thought. Actually, I think it would be pretty easy. But these would be cute too if you had a sewing machine to tack them down, to like sew them along the stem. I think that would be really cute. Really, really cute. Now what I haven't been talking about is where the journaling is going. So I think these would be so cute if you kind of folded them up. So some of them kind of just, you know, became kind of dimensional. Oh, I think that could be really cute. So these are going to be the embellishments for this page. I'm not going to waste all your time right now with cutting them up, but I am going to cut them up, but I'll just leave that there to kind of remind myself. And then I also like, so this matches, well, it matches in colors because everything in the kit really does coordinate. But I like the that chevron idea, you know, of, where was that paper? This paper, but I didn't want to use this paper, but this coordinates. Maybe I'll just put a scrap because I kind of want to make, oh, remember this little idea I had with the messy block? So maybe this becomes kind of like that messy block idea, or I could even do some more layers along the side. So I'm not completely sure how that's going to work out yet, but let's just put these on kind of like this. And let's see what else I could do. And turning a new leaf seems like something that my grandparents would have said. And this says, do you remember that day in September? And I'm pretty sure it wasn't September, but I'm going to just say, do you remember? I could like tuck it under so it could just say, do you remember that day? And before I make this page, I might ask my mother and my aunt, like, what was the story here? So I could email them to kind of figure out what was going on on that day. And then I'm not crazy about this rake a pile of leaves and jump. It's okay. But I do like the back of it, and I think this could be used in some of that messy block that I want to create. And I had another piece that I think that would be good for that. So I just kind of want to put all these things together, you know, just have some little options there. Ta-da. I think that's going to be good. I almost want to throw this on there, but I'm not going to. Let's see if we can use, I don't think, well, I could use this. Okay, so I don't really feel like these stickers feel very retro, but this one that says love, I could see using that one on this page, because that does seem retro to me, and it kind of ties in with that black and white. And then also just this one with the heart. So these are just places that maybe I'm not going to use the whole thing, but maybe it just goes something like, you know, it just gives me some layering options. And then let's just grab one more sticker. And the only other one that I think even goes at all, which is this one. Oh, let's do Make Today Beautiful. Because I think that's probably what they were trying to do. And then it does, I was going to use this blue, but I don't think I want to use that totally opposite color there. So I think those 3 stickers are good, and they're not going to steal the show. So there's number 3 layout kind of put together. Hold on just a second. Okay, I'm back. So just because I'm long-winded and I think this is going a little long, I'm going to just make one more starter page, and then I'll make a whole nother video with the rest of them. Just because I think I'm going to be going over time. So remember this page, right? That one. So that's going to be my messy block, because I just really want, I don't want the background to steal the show, but I do want, I think that's pretty cute, that little campery thing. It's going to go something like, and my grandma was she canned stuff all the time. She canned pickles and all sorts of things. So I can imagine the page something like this, right? Or I don't know. We need some kind of a base there. But I don't want the base to be taking up too much space. Let me see about, how do we like that? It's okay. I don't think it's awesome. I really love this other side too. But let's do a little, just a little matte. Or we could do, oh, the blue might look nice. Maybe. I think I might like that actually. Although, I really like the idea of using this blue, but I don't think that's exactly the right, but maybe this could be. I don't know, people. Not sure about that. Let's see if we put, oh, that would be super cute actually. I don't want to use that whole piece. I know I said that before, but so these first 4 pages are going to be just made completely from the kit, and then I'm going to make some more pages that I'll be just using some very basic supplies that will be like the base of the pages and stuff like that. Let's see about this one, but this one I would like to try to keep it as true to the kit as possible. So I'm not thinking that orange. Let's remember what was on the other side of this again. Actually I like that more than I thought I would. Just see. And that kind of goes in with that whole circle theme. I do think that what I want to do is cut this about here. So it could go with this, and this was like back in the 40s, so these colors really make me think of the 40s. But I think that might be a little bit too craziness, right? Let's try it this way. Something like, and this is way more planning than I ever do, really. I don't know. I don't know exactly how this is going to work, but it's going to work something like this. And I think that let's add on the apples, because she was at teacher camp. Like, she went to school to be a teacher, and there's 2 of them. We could also use those little acorns, and they're cute, right? And I could also write in this one about the sister relationship, and I like just adding little bits of cuteness. So that seems cute. It's cute, right? Okay. Let's see if I can just put anything else onto this page that's going to be maybe, like, I'm thinking these stickers might work too. And so the colors from the stickers that I think I want to use aren't the green, although the green could really work. And just not use, like, I don't need to say totally obsessed about this or I love this. But I like the idea of using the yellow, actually. So something like, this is just real rough. It's not how this page is going to be, but it's just kind of a, just to give you an idea of like how you can match it up. And then just one more of these little stickers that should probably be yellow. I've got 2 yellow options, so I'm just going to cut those out and put them both on so I can choose later. Because I'm thinking, I'm running out of time, and on my, I think YouTube likes it when my videos are less than 2 hours. And I feel like I'm getting there. And so here's a little banner, is cute, and then like some of the words aren't, you know, they're not totally speaking to me for this layout, but it's okay. I can kind of go. Something like that. There's a rough idea of that page. That might need some more tweaking and some more, I might even change up the whole thing so that we use the other side. Although I think probably I'm not going to. I do like this idea too. I really like this for another page though, but I did like that a little bit. Let me see if this works. Maybe. That maybe works too. No. You know what? We're going to just cut a little strip of this aqua to do, like we're doing the messy block construction. So it's fun to, when you do the messy block, to kind of have a couple strips at the bottom and a couple strips at the top. Just makes your page like really pretty cute, right? So let's just cut a couple strips. We have these 2, so we can get some more in there. Something like, just adding little bits. It looks really, I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, that's the ticket, right? Something like that. Not exactly, but we're close with that. So there it is. So now I'm going to stop. And then when I come back, I'm going to make a different video that will have the bits that I'm left with. So there's page number 4. I think this was number 3. Was that number 1 or number 2? I think that was number 1. And then this one's number 2. Right? So we have like kind of a rough idea of 4 pages, and we're going to kill this kit. We're going to use every single piece. Well, just about. It's going to be fun. Okay, so join me again. I'm Katie Scott, and I'm working with the Jenni Bowlin kit. I think it's for October. Whatever it's for, it's awesome. Okay, I'll be back. Or come back and visit. You can also visit JBS Mercantile, or that's where you can buy this kit. Or you can also visit my website, which is Kiss and Tell Scrapbooking. My name is Katie Scott, and so I thought it was cute because KTS, Kiss and Tell Scrapbooking. I know, it's silly, but it is what it is. That since, I think, 2007 I've been blogging. I blog pretty inconsistently, but you can find me there or here on YouTube or over at Get It Scrapped. Thanks for watching.